Good Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Wow, I got to get my days right. You know, it's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. I'm all excited and what a day. Yesterday, busy. And Lenny, thank you for opening the Tuesday morning shows off today. Great job. It's a busy day here on the network. You know, we're going to talk about this new plan that the Major League office has going on. It's like Tag Your It Player Association. We're going to present this to you, and now you've got to respond to us to let us know whether or not you're going to take our offer or not. And I want to talk about that this morning. I want to talk about the Bryce Harper dilemma, and we're going to talk about some players too, getting ready for this season, which now, if it happens, that's an if it happens, it's going to happen around my birthday. Yeah, I'm thinking, what a birthday present that would be. My birthday is July 2nd. If on my birthday, the Major League season could just kick off. You know, wow, fireworks and celebrate baseball and my birthday all at the same time. That would be awesome, right? I want to say good morning to every one of you, and I want you to give me a call this morning. If you're in the chat room, give me a call. If you're listening to the podcast live, then you don't have that option, but we're going to have some good conversation. I hope you can call me at 919-922-9093. We'll talk about the Major League Baseball plan, and we'll see what you think about it. What you think about the plan that we've heard about. It's leaked out somewhat. And but I first want to lead off with the Bryce Harper dilemma. You know, Bryce Harper comes out and says, I think the best of the major leaguers, they should be playing in the Olympics. And frankly, I agree with that. You know, I'm not a anti-World Baseball Championship guy. I think it's great. But to me, the Olympics mean more than that. And because everybody plays in the Olympics. And it's the history and you've got all that going on. And I think it's a great idea. I think Major League Baseball, when you look at the other sports, you look at the NFL, you look at the NBA, I'm going to consider those the big three. I'm not trying to disparage the hockey fans out there, but when you look at the national exposure nationally that football, that basketball, and that baseball have, back in the, 60s and 70s, baseball was king. And now I wonder if we're even a prince. You know, the NFL has done probably the greatest marketing job I've ever seen. I mean, they take their draft, they make it a 3-hour production, and everyone in the nation who has an inkling to like football is glued in. It's absolutely amazing. They, last week on a Sunday night, had a 3-hour special when they talked about their schedule, just their schedule, and fans just flocked to watch it. Baseball has fallen so far behind. The NBA, I don't know if it was planned or not planned, but the Last Dance series that's going on right now, they have aired parts 1 through 8. This coming Sunday night, 9 and 10, the last 2 segments will air. And it came at a time when there were no sports, and it goes back to the Michael Jordan days in Chicago, and it's an anthology in a way on the career of Michael Jordan, but it also has flashes and splashes of the Scottie Pippen and Bill Cartwright and B.J. Armstrong and Paxton, and the list goes on. The Phil Jackson scenario. What it's done is it has made the NBA front and center in a downtime when the NBA also had no games. And you don't hear the NFL, you don't hear the NBA. George, you're right, it's great TV. The Last Dance is great TV. But NBA and NFL, you don't hear them now bickering over, am I going to get paid enough money? That's not even on the table with these guys. I haven't heard that mentioned not one time. Are you going to pay us, NBA, for the rest of the year? Are you going to pay us, NFL? Come on. Okay, here's the thing. I looked at some numbers yesterday. Unemployment across the United States is over 20%. Over 20% right now. And we all know that the just average Major League Baseball player makes more in a year than the top executives maybe. They're making a lot of money. I mean, yeah, I know, and I'm not saying this goes both ways. I'm saying owners, players, get off of that money thing. Okay? You're talking about an opportunity to be the only active sport, the first active sport back playing, where you'll get all the attention. And we can talk about, well, maybe it'll be not the best of play. Maybe some stars will decide to sit out. Well, then so what? Let the stars sit out. See what that does to their reputation. Because I don't think Americans who are 20% unemployed or more are going to think very highly of a player who decides to sit because he's not making all the salary that he so wishes and desires. It's a unique year. This is not 2019. This is not 2025. I don't know what's going to happen next year. I just know where we are right now with our society, with our interest. And if baseball can create let's say a enticing market, acceptance, if you will, of let's make the best of this situation. I'm not saying that they're national heroes, but I am saying, by gosh, they could almost be viewed that way if it's worked out in an appropriate manner. Now, am I going to watch it? You bet I'm going to watch it. Are you going to watch it? I know you're going to watch it. Is it our right as Americans to complain? Sure. I mean, people can complain about my show. It's okay. You love it, you don't like it. Hey, you can watch, you can listen, you can do whatever. But I think baseball has an opportunity to very simply sink or very simply swim. And baseball already, as I see it, behind the 8 ball when it comes to NBA and NFL. This is the opportunity, folks. Listen to me, owners. Listen to me, players. Listen to me, those that matter. For baseball to come out looking like a shining star and not a fallen one. And it's up to the powers that be to make it happen. So we look at the proposal yesterday, and give me a call. We'll talk about it on the air, live right now, 919-922-9093. Give me a call, George. Give me a call, Michael. Let's talk about this plan. I want to hear from you. I want to hear a different or a coinciding viewpoint. I want to know what the fans are thinking. Because in my mind, I'm hungry for baseball. And I hope that the green little monster, the money chasers, don't interfere with the process. Should players be paid? Sure. Should owners get profit? Sure. And in an easy year, that happens. But now we're talking about playing in front of empty stadiums. You know, is there a way? Lenny said this morning. I was listening with great interest. I don't know of a player that's gotten sick, not a major league player. I don't know of an individual that's gotten sick. Now, I've talked to some friends who have contacts who've gotten sick. I'm not saying that it's not real. It is very real. It's very much a concern. But we've got to take precautions. What precautions have we taken? Well, I've stayed home a lot. I wear a mask. I use hand sanitizer. I keep my distance. And it's been not the easiest thing in the world to do. And so I'm wondering, is there a way, Major League Baseball, to limit the number of fans who can come into a stadium, similar to what we do with social distancing now. If you had fans spaced out, I know it's not going to be a sellout. A 50,000 seat stadium, could you put 8,000 people in it and have space? 8,000, that would be a hot ticket in Los Angeles, in New York, in St. Louis, in Chicago. Can you imagine? Baseball could, if we could put the safety precautions in. And there's got to be a way to do that. Now, we hear about testing and all of those things. I'm not the expert, but if you limit the number of people, then certainly I think there's a safety way to take care of the problem. And fan interest is spiked. What about this? What if you did giveaways over the internet during a broadcast? You know, let's say you've got take a player. Why don't we take a player on the Mets? Why don't we take Alonso? And you're a Met fan, and Alonso has signed a baseball or a baseball card or a photograph, something that's easily mailable. And if you are the whatever person to call in or text in, you win the baseball. What's wrong with that? It's goodwill. It won't take Pete Alonso very long to sign a photograph. It won't take the Mets very long to mail it off. And can you imagine the fan who receives that in the mail? Oh my gosh. Public Relations 101. You appeal, you engage, and you have loyalty. And that is what Major League Baseball needs to be working on. And it can be done. The NBA's done it. The NFL's done it. I don't know the ratings. Maybe some of you do. But I wonder what the ratings have been for Last Dance. I wonder what the ratings have been for the NFL draft or the NFL schedule release. That to me was the most incredible production. I've never seen that before. Can you imagine Major League Baseball doing that? We're going to have a 3-hour special tonight, nationwide, guys, on the release of our schedule. Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Let's go back. In 1998, I went to my first Yankees fantasy baseball camp. And since then, I've been to 17 of them. Yeah, I've been to 17 fantasy camps. The very first one is your very favorite one. And at that fantasy camp, you had Hall of Famers like Catfish Hunter. Okay, you had Goose Gossage, who was not at the Hall of Fame at the time. You had Whitey Ford. That sounds like a pretty big name, right? And then you had, and there were others, okay? Girardi was there as a player. Nettles was there. Mickey Rivers was there. Bucky Dent was there. And I'm like, you know, as a 30-something-year-old, my eyes are just wide open. I felt like a teenager all over again, right? And you get to rub elbows. You get to have conversations. You get to play games. These guys, you play against them. You play, they're your coaches. It's just an incredible deal. Yeah, Whitey Ford is still with us. I'll take a picture, take one of my pictures, and I'll take a picture of a picture and put it on my intro. How about that? But here's what happened. The Yankees bring in a 23-year-old active player that week who comes into the locker room, very unassuming, sits down, and he starts to sign autographs, and he stays. I bet I got 10 of them. Derek Jeter. Yes, 23-year-old Derek Jeter comes to our fantasy camp in 1998, January of 98, mind you. The Yankees have already won a World Series with him. Jeter's already been Rookie of the Year, and they're getting ready to embark on 3 in a row. 4 out of 5. And the Yankees made it so fan accessible. Now, I know there was a price to pay to go to the camp. Got that. But after that happened, I'm hooked. I go to spring training. I buy season tickets to Steinbrenner